Hello, my name is Jennifer Mahoney, and this is the IUPUI Grad Channel, where we talk about all of the programs and events and people involved with graduate studies at Indiana University, Purdue University at Indianapolis. Joining me today is Kate Thedwall, the Director of Gateways to Graduation, and also an instructor in communications here. Welcome,
right.
Kate.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me.
I appreciate you being here. What I wanted to start with is, I know the graduate office is offering a couple of different programs this year to kind of prepare students for graduate school, or at least for applying to graduate school. And coming up in a couple of weeks is the speed sessions. So tell me about what that involves. I know you've been someone involved with that in the past.
I worked on the organizing committee. It will be held on May 23rd at the Leadership Center on Martin Luther King Drive, which is really just 5 minutes from here. And it really is just what it says. Just like you would speed date, we're having speed sessions to prepare students who are thinking about going to graduate school, who are in the process of preparing for graduate school application.
Okay. And what kind of topics will be covered?
Well, what will happen is we'll have between 75 and 100 students, prospective students, and we will bring in counselors and advisors from all different schools across the state. So it's not just advisors from IUPUI, so students will have an opportunity to meet other graduate school advisors. And what we'll do is we'll move from table to table, 6 to 8 minutes apiece, and we'll have people who will present different topics that are crucial to developing your application, like writing your personal statement or looking for letters of recommendation. How do you go through the process, and what kind of timeline? What's the worst thing that you can do in a graduate school application? Those kind of things. So there are really some good tips and notes that people should be interested in if they're at all interested in graduate school. Now, we'll have students who will be in the process of applying, but the other thing to think about is, even if you're a junior in college and you think you might want to go to graduate school, this would be a great opportunity to get your feet wet a little bit and talk to other advisors from other universities and just have the advice of experienced faculty and advisors.
Okay, great. What do you think is the biggest mistake that students make when they apply to graduate school?
My own opinion is in the preparation of the personal statement. Maybe they don't take long enough, don't think about it, don't have someone review it, because besides your grades, this really encapsulates you as a person and whether or not a school wants you as part of their team. The other thing I think is that students, and this has been my experience, is that they don't take long enough to set up the letter of recommendation. If you give a faculty member the letter, and say, "Can I have it back in a week?" you're going to get a rushed letter, and it won't be reflective of what you can do. So those two things, I think, are really critical to putting forth a good plan.
Okay, so it's not something you just jump into
No.
and say, "I want to start in the fall," and it's
No.
July or August. So
You're thinking about it as a junior,
okay,
and then you are seriously working it as a senior.
okay,
So it's not something that just hits you like, well, what am I going to do next year? I don't have a job. Well, I guess I'll go to graduate school. This is something that needs to be planned.
okay, and different programs probably have different kinds of procedures or things that they are asking for kids to apply.
Absolutely. And what's good at Indiana State is not what will be asked for at Georgetown University. So you really have to have a spreadsheet to know what deadlines or at what university, what prep courses you might want to consider. Do you want to take a prep course and spend the money for the GRE? Do you want to go it on your own? These are all the kinds of questions that we'll answer at the speed session.
Okay. And I understand that one of the topics might be the difference between undergraduate and graduate school, because students might think that they're basically the same thing.
Right, and they're totally not. Just as undergraduate school is not the same as 13th grade, as Dr. Appleby likes to say, there is a huge difference between undergraduate school and graduate school, and so there'll be advisors and faculty who will talk about the transition period and transitioning into a more difficult and demanding program.
Okay. And how many people do you think or how many people have signed up, or how many people do they
Well,
expect?
I know right now that we have 56 people signed up, and we can only take a maximum of 100. So if you're listening and you're thinking about doing this, go to the graduate website, sign up, plan on doing it on May 23rd. It's absolutely a wonderful experience. You will not regret the time. You'll be there with other students who are considering the same process, and you'll walk away with some real hard, hands-on items that you can have as you plan your future.
Okay, and again, it's May 23rd from 4:30 to 6:30 at the Center for Leadership.
Center for Leadership over on Martin Luther King Drive, which is really a mere 5 minutes from campus.
Okay, and I can't forget, because I know this is a big thing to students, it's free.
Oh, it's absolutely free. This is a community service that's offered through the Office of Graduate Studies. And, you know, so many things, well, students know, so many things cost these days. And this is something that they will appreciate the rest of their life. And it's absolutely free, and all of the services provided that day will be free. The faculty, the advisors, these are all great opportunities for our students.
And food.
And food. And
Some refreshments.
Yes, let's not forget food. That always is an appealing factor. Free
Definitely.
food.
Yes, okay. Well, thank you for joining me, Kate. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, and thank you for joining us here on the IUPUI Grad Channel. Come back and listen to us again as we talk to more people in graduate studies, graduate programs at the Indiana University, Purdue University at Indianapolis.